Man, the thumbnail I just did, I don't know why, well, I know why, because I'm very tired. The phone is in the locker in this employee staff room. And I was looking in the camera, and then for some reason I just looked at my food. And then the snapshot got taken. You can tell, I'm really tired. So it's our lunchtime. So I'm eating. I don't know, it's hard for me to deal with people when I'm really tired. Well, it's hard for me to deal with people in general. But when you're tired, you know, your defenses are down. And it's a lot harder for me to control, you know, outbursts or anything. But I'm too tired to outburst. I don't know. I was tired yesterday because the 2 previous days, the workouts were hard at the gym. And so it takes a day or 2 before my whole body aches. So I'm limping all over the place. And I'm tired because of it. And then you do a day's work, which is, you know, you're sweating, you know, changing people and stuff like that, walking around. And on the weekend, I finish at 3:30. By the time I get down here, change, you know, I'm up by maybe 3:45. And then the closest bus is at 4. And I'm home by 5. So it's an hour and a half. Then I have to make sure I start my routine by 6 to get to bed by 8. So when I do 2 days in a row, I can't do anything when I get home except eat and get ready to go shower and all that stuff. With YouTube playing in the background, or right now I'm watching Seinfeld on Netflix on the 8th season, I believe. And then I start the day over again the next day when I wake up at 4. I have to be out by 5:45, so all I have time to do is, you know, minoxidil the hair a bit, make sure it's, I didn't even undo the hair because I have gel in it from the day before down here, and it's all right. And I didn't have enough time to go through it carefully to comb through it, so I'm like, whatever, just leave it like that. I'm gonna wash it tonight. And then just pack my bags and make sure I have everything. And then leave. But I'm here. Oh, actually I was sleeping on the metro, sleeping on the bus. Couldn't move anything. I'm already exhausted. And then coming to work, so. I don't think I'm ever going to go to work fresh, because that means I neglect the rest of my life, you know, meaning the workouts. And although I'm killing myself, that's the only thing that makes me happy at this moment. You know. Oh, something tragic happened. I'm with two other people from my class here. I don't see them that often, but there's a WhatsApp chat room, and apparently the youngest girl, she's in the hospital because her ex-boyfriend tried to kill her at the daycare. That was quite astonishing. They have a child together, so I say ex-boyfriend, but she mentioned it in the post as the father of her child. Apparently she's still in the hospital. I don't know what's going to go with that. Some wild stuff. And next week is supposed to be the last week for this internship. You can see how I'm talking slowly, because I'm the opposite from being wired. Lethargic is the word. That's fine. It's just I don't get to do anything when I'm home. I can't catch up on anything. But surprisingly, it does keep me structured, which is amazing. Really amazing. You know. But what's difficult here for me is, besides me getting here, if I lived in LA, it would be the same thing. It would take like an hour and a half to get to wherever I need to work. But it is what it is. But I feel everyone's getting frustrated with me. And because I'm tired all the time, sometimes I remember I asked a question, resident was saying, what time is lunch? And it was like 10:15 at the time. And I'm like, 10:45, 11:45. I had no idea. I guess because I wasn't paying it, I never paid attention to that. So I asked one of the people there, who I never spoke to before. It's like, no, it's at noon. Oh, okay, there you go. So it's at noon. Because when things happen here, I don't even pay attention to what time it is. Because I don't have a clock on me. So she didn't get frustrated with me because I haven't spoken to her before. But like if I ask questions like that, people, after a while, people see it as like weird, I think. Could be my perception. Could be people think I don't retain things or I don't pay attention. There's a lot of things to pay attention to. Imagine if you're already exhausted when you get there. Speaking of that, there's another person, my coach, the person instructed me during the week. We're on the weekend now, we're Sunday, February 5th, I believe, 2023. But on a weekday, it's another person helping me. And she's getting more frustrated. She complains about a lot of things now. Almost like virtue signaling. I have to be careful of her. Because she had an evaluation with the head of the school, who comes here every now and then. And this girl was here, and I mentioned that I only just now learned how to give a bath using the hydraulic chair and all that stuff. And so the girl who was my coach for the week, in front of the person in charge, she's like, "What do you mean that's the only time you've done it? How is that possible? How's it?" I'm like, "Really? You're gonna be complaining in front of her? Why? Well, now it's both of you ganging up on me? What is this? Just shut your pie hole." I don't know why. It just never happened. People give showers because they're running out of time, so they can't. It's a big process, and I only learned it the second to last week. Anyways, I have to be careful of her. And now on the weekend, every second weekend there was someone else I'm seeing, and she's kind of easygoing. Oh, but I think she's kind of getting frustrated too. I think because there's a lot of stuff going on. You know, it's really hard to keep emotions here. So I end up having to be more and more closed off, like hypervigilant. Welcome to borderline, right? Anyways, at least I have Wi-Fi here. It's working, so I get to do some lives, which is just basically documenting stuff when or just after they happened, so I can have time at home to do other things. You know what I mean? But keep this constant. So, how do borderlines deal with what was the title I wrote? Frustrated people, or people venting their frustrations or whatever. I have to really distance myself from it, you know? And the hypervigilance is real. Already it's been the thing saying is that, like, with the person in charge has one way of doing things, do it that way in front of her. When there's other people you're being coached by, do their way. So I gotta learn many ways to do certain things and make sure I'm not doing something unkosher in front of the supervising teacher. Just a whole bunch of bullshit.